AeroCom drastically reduces the amount of time it takes for IT professionals to find the best telecom and cloud solutions for their business. Our president, Mike Smith, works with over 150 providers. You can pick his brain to find the most beneficial technology and best provider for your business.
Welcome to episode 16 of Mike Smith's Brain, where we answer questions from you, IT professionals, about telecom and cloud technology and all the major providers that sell it. So today, I'm going to speak to you telepathically because you as well have now entered into Mike Smith's Brain, episode 16. If you haven't seen episode 15, please do so before you watch this. Okay, so today in episode 16, I'm going to be continuing on Stephen Jones' experience. So, if you remember from episode 15, Stephen Jones is a sysadmin for a mid-sized company. He's got about 5 locations, and at his headquarters location, he has around 100 employees. Now, for those 100 employees, he has a PRI T1 for phone service that will actually take up to 23 simultaneous calls, which is fine for their 100 people. Now the dilemma is, at the other 4 locations, he only has about 5 users per location, but he has a full PRI ISDN T1 for phone service at each of those locations. So the dilemma is that those PRI T1s are expensive and they take up to 23 simultaneous calls, but he only has about 5 users at each site. So maybe he needs 3 simultaneous calls at the most. So that's a major problem. They're paying way too much. So number one, how did he get into this dilemma? The way you get into this dilemma is you have a phone system that requires a PRI T1 at every site. So his phone system dictated that they have to buy a PRI T1 in order to get the phone system to work and have voice at each site. So that's how they got there. This is very common. I've seen this tons and tons and tons of times, unfortunately, and it's not your fault, so don't worry about it. We've got a solution. So the way you fix that is providers these days, they can actually put PRI voice channels on top of an MPLS network or simply mix in with a dedicated internet access connection so that you only pay for what you need. For instance, if you only need 3 simultaneous PRI calls, you only pay for 3 PRI trunks. You cannot do that unless you integrate it onto a data circuit. You can't get a partial PRI. So you can do that, and that'll save you a ton of money, and you don't have to pay for a separate full PRI T1 at every site.
I like to have my voice separate from my data.
I know what you're saying. Hey, I like to have my voice separate than my data. Well, that's fine. With SIP technology, you could actually use a provider that is handing you off PRI, so your phone system likes it, but is using SIP in the background. And with SIP, you can actually create a failover route so that if for some reason your data pipe goes down, it'll automatically route all your calls through your internet connection. So say you have a backup, 4G internet connection, cellular internet connection, something like that, or cable connection. If your main phone system fails, if your data pipe fails, all your calls will go through that internet connection separately. So you don't have to worry about separating voice and data. You can have failover routes with a provider that totally protects you even more than you'd be protected with a PRI.
So great news, you can save a ton of money, get rid of all those PRIs, integrate the voice into the data circuits, and AeroCom can help you do that. There's a lot of providers that can do this. We can tell you which providers do it and which providers will be the best fit for each of your locations, or just your one location if you want to do it with one.
Whew. That takes a lot of concentration. I hope you enjoyed that little trip down into Mike Smith's brain. So, as always, let us know if you want me to talk about a specific technology and compare it across multiple providers. I'd love for you to give me some ideas. We'll pick some great ideas and put them on some upcoming videos. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.
Wait! Whatever you do, make sure you follow us. If you like the videos, if you like the blogs, don't forget to follow us on whatever social media that you like. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. Follow us and you'll get them all the time.